Okay, again, success depends upon previous preparation, and without such preparation, there is sure to be failure. And that is so, so important when it comes to events. Now, I'm glad we're having this call right now because the event is still just far out enough away to give you time to really maximize this training. It's about the last week of July, a few days left. And of course, quick reminder, don't forget to make sure you have your MGRS, your variance bonus, and your car bonus all checked up. Make sure you check your performance center. You have a few days left to make sure you get all of your free money and the bonuses, okay? And that being said, of course, we have till August, of course, 15th and 16th to prepare for this event. We have enough time now. So speaking about events, using events are one of the easiest ways to grow your business. Let me stop right here. Why do you think using events are an easy way to grow your business? Because why? And again, in my trainings, I love to get interaction. I believe when I make you think of these things, it kind of stays more and it kind of sort of can sort of rewrite your mental blueprint of how to build this thing. So why would you think that having events is an easy way to grow the business? Like why an event would be easier compared to, for example, you having to go and do a coffee shop presentation? Okay, let's see. Okay, more exposure. Thank you, Marie Christine, for participating. You're absolutely correct. There's definitely more exposure. Anyone else want to chime in a few? I'm going to open my comments box on my other phone here to see here. Okay, third-party credibility. Thank you, Irfa. Absolutely, that as well too. You get encouraged. Yet you leverage the leaders. Absolutely. All of these things are absolutely correct. And one of the things about leveraging events, okay, to grow your business. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Yes, Rex? Okay. Sorry, my son's getting my wife's coffee for him. Okay, bye. Apologies for the interruption there. Leon just won his first match, 6-0, 6-0. Next match at 11 something. So back to you guys. So the reason why events are the easiest way to grow your business is because they're actually, funny enough, the easiest thing to invite someone to. Right? Think about that. Some of you guys might find it a hard time sometimes to try to set up a meeting to invite someone to a coffee shop or attend this presentation on Wednesday night, but inviting someone to a grand opening in this particular case, or inviting them to an event is a lot easier, okay? Because events are exciting, right? Events give you a reason for the follow-up. So in other words, not only is it easy to invite someone to attend an event such as this grand opening that we're having, but how easy is it that if you ever want to follow up with someone, maybe you have a previous customer, a previous prospect, or a previous partner for that reason, that you'd be meaning to try to get back in touch with them and to follow up with them, there's no easier way to do a follow-up than inviting someone to, in this case again, the grand opening, the 20th year celebration grand opening of your new mega head office, right? And even if you're not here in Toronto, it does not matter. It does not matter that you're not here in Toronto, because wherever you are in the world, as long as you have people that you know in Toronto or the surrounding area, or you can hop on social media, you can invite them with the flyers and the tools, right? But to me, it is, especially for people, let's say, okay, question, how many of you here have people that you have been a little bit shy to invite them or to call them, right? How many of us? We've all been there. We have some people, perhaps they're more successful, perhaps we look up to them, perhaps there's someone that we didn't think would fit the profile, who might be interested in this or that, or we have all these million excuses and reasons we're putting into our head. Well, now, again, this event is the easiest way for you to invite them because it's a grand opening, right? and you know already that when this grand opening happens, the company delivers. It's going to be such a wow factor, ribbon cutting. The Richmond Hill probably mayor is going to be in here. A lot of cameras and publicity and media. Like this is the event. That's the event, and it's easy to invite all of your people that maybe in the past you were a bit shy to. Now, another key point that's really important with this event here is how many of you have people where you would love to show them, like maybe they had a different opinion of your business, right? It's one of those things, or it's one of those pyramid things. Like I don't really, I have not gotten that for God knows how long now, like many years. But how many of you have those kind of people who, maybe they have doubted you in the past, or you they didn't really believe in what you were doing? This is the event. Yeah, this is the event. I'm telling you guys, when they show up into this beautiful head office, right? Um, it kind of shuts them up. You kind of have proven your point that all those silly things you're thinking before, no, look at this. This is who we are. Look at this, multi-million dollars, multi-million dollar showroom, right? So, and it's almost like you're bragging rights, right? This is not the company's office, guys. This is our office. I don't look at the Thailand office as the company's office. I look at it as my Thailand office, my Philippines office, my Toronto office, right? Because this is your business. It's not the company's business. So when someone asks me, well, Renee, what do you do? I say, well, my business manufactures fashion, beauty, and health products. I'm not saying I joined this company that manufactures blah blah blah. I'm saying my company, my business, because it is your business. All right. So, again, that's why it's so important that we get this clear in your mind and understand that these events are the easiest way to grow your business because they're exciting, right? Everyone wants to go to something exciting, and it's easy. You're not selling anything, right? People often have a hard time with selling because they think that you're selling, but really you're not selling, you're just sharing. But in this particular case, you're definitely not selling. You're definitely sharing because all you're inviting them to is to attend the grand head office opening. It's just an event. You're just inviting. So whenever you're inviting someone for an event, it's a lot easier, right? Hey, let's go to my friend's barbecue. Let's go to this company's whatever golf tournament. These are events. They're easy to invite to. Okay. Also, events are casual but very effective tools, and that's why if you are in your market and you want to take your business to a whole new level, and you don't have events happening in your market, create those events. I had to give a big shout out to our Thai team because I was just there, of course, recently, as well as of course Singapore and the Philippines market, because these three markets, like they are so good at putting on events. Like they're so organized. And again, just hats off to our Thai leaders, our Singapore leaders, and our Philippines leaders because, of course, with of course Rico, Nat, and Mina. But you guys are amazing at running events. But if you're in a region that doesn't have events, why don't you step up and be the person to create that first event? Why are we waiting for someone else to take the lead for your business? Why are we waiting for someone else to do something and maybe they end up taking the market? So why not you? Why not you? And that's one question that I kept asking myself when I was younger. And I was at this presentation, I remember, they're talking about stepping up, owning it, being leadership, going all in, And they kept saying, why not me? Why not you? And I want you to ask yourself right now, out loud, why not me? Why not me? Why not me? And I think once we decide, you know what, it's going to be me, it's going to be me, it's going to be me, suddenly you step up like you've never stepped up before. You start doing things, taking leadership roles, and that is when you will see your business grow to a whole new level. I can promise you that. All right. So again, events are a rapid way to grow your business because a lot of times businesses grow with excitement and momentum. And if you don't have an event happening, then you don't know, you have to find a way to create that excitement or create that momentum, correct? Right? And that requires a lot of meetings and tours, the usual stuff, the normal stuff. But when you have an event like this that is so full of excitement, it's like eye opening, like mind blowing. It can rapidly grow your business if we plan properly right now. Okay. And so we're talking about really how to plan this properly over the next 2 to 3 weeks. And of course, every business, by the way, uses events. Name one successful business that has never had to do that. I'm telling you, every corporation, every business uses events for a million reasons, right? It builds that like a trust. You know, they're meeting the top leadership of the company. They're getting more inspired. They're getting motivated, right? And they're getting more encouraged. And again, we always train this in our boot camps that, you know what? We are all batteries, right? Yeah? We have to be charged because sometimes, you know, you just have been working for so long, you lose your battery, or sometimes you meet a really negative person and it drains your battery, right? And we all need charging, especially the people in your team who have been sleeping for a while, right? They don't need to be charged. They gotta be like electrocuted, shocked, right? You know, like the heart defibrillator things, right? They need to be like jolted, and this event here is the event to go from 0 to 100 fully charged in one event, right? We're going to zap people back into existence, zap them from being their zombies, and get back, of course, and just get inspired to go and now build this business, right? Okay, so moving along here, I changed my slides here. Did you know in Zoom you can actually share your Google Drive and share the actual PowerPoint? That's actually what I'm doing right now. So another quote that I always use for my kids, because the last quote was a bit too long, can't remember the whole thing. So to me, I always say, Leon and Rex, in preparation comes success. It's like my standard daddy teaching, whatever you want to call it, right? And I love that quote though. In preparation comes success. It really does. So who do we invite? Guys, I wish I could get like kind of, I should have animated these slides here, but who do we invite, people? Write it out. I want you to write it out to me. Who do we invite, guys? Only the same 20 people we've been talking to for the last 2 years? Who do we invite? Who do we invite? Who do we invite? Mm-hmm. Not as many people. Yeah, to invite as many people as possible. Absolutely, right? You want to invite everybody. Everybody. Everyone. Like, I mean, everyone. I mean, everyone. I mean, everyone. So, yes, even your frenemies, right? Even your frenemies too. Absolutely. So, here's what I did. I made a very basic script in my phone using my notes. It sounds something like this. It says, hi, and then name, hope you're enjoying your summer so far. It's been a while. Hope to catch up some point in time. I just wanted to invite you to a very special grand opening of my business. We have a brand new world headquarters opening. I would love to have you there as one of my special guests. There's two dates here. Friday we have, then so I have the details for Friday and Saturday, right? But my whole point about this is I would just go now and copy and paste. And so now, like, I spent literally the last week or so every day messaging basically everyone that I have in my phone book, in my WhatsApp, in my text. I've been sending out one by one by one. Now, of course, so now is the time to make time to contact everyone because you have enough time, right? So if this was like happening, let's say in 2 days, you're tight on time. Thankfully, it's still end of July. It's not happening till August the 15th. You still have a lot of time to go through all of your contacts, right? So you want to be notifying all of your partners, all of your customers, all of your prospects, and all of your family and your friends. Basically everybody. Because again, there's so many times where you might have a partner that you think is engaged, and now the time not just to go into a group chat and post it, but you want to contact these people like one by one by one. Send that private message, or better yet, what's even better than texting, guys? But because this requires a bit more time. But between making a text phone call and calling someone over the phone, let me ask you, which one do you think is actually better? And yes, Ramatu, I'm going to answer your question in a quick second because yeah, on Friday night it's meant to be for the partners plus one person, but Saturday is a open house. So Saturday is a day you really want to invite everyone to. All right. Um, and so back to my question: between inviting someone via text message or making a phone call, which one do you think is more effective? Always a phone call. And why is making a phone call more effective? Even if, even if the way you communicate with someone is usually by texting, by placing that phone call with that person, how do you think that person feels that instead of texting them like you usually do, you're now calling them and making the time to call them? How do you think they would feel? How do you think they would feel? They would feel more special because they know you could have just texted me, but instead of texting me, you took the time to call. So, whenever possible, make the phone call to invite your prospect, okay? And only if you're just really tight on time, then you would send a text message, okay? Again, I'm telling you guys, a phone call, even if it's someone who you're not that close to, even if it's somebody who you think might want to ignore you, and maybe they might not answer your phone call. That we have to expect will happen. It's normal. It happens all the time. But if they were to answer the phone and you were to invite them, over the phone, it really shows that they're just not another phone number in your phone book. They actually feel more important than the other people that they know you are probably texting as well. So I know that for some of the new, ways of communicating, a lot of times we do things by texting. When it comes to these kind of events, you want to make sure you are actually calling, okay? If you really want to increase the odds of them showing up to your event. And hey, even if they can't come, by doing that phone call, it might lead you into other conversations, right? So you never know, okay? So moving along here. Um, did you miss anyone? So maybe you've made some phone calls, maybe you called a few people, but let's make sure that we haven't missed anyone so far, okay? So here's the list that I call the must contact people, the people that you just have to call. Okay. Number one is your first generation people or your personally enrolled people. If you have enrolled people, did you know in your back office, under the little summary at the very top that shows you like your email date and your balances for your e-wallet and shopping credits, all those things there, did you know that where it says personally enrolled, there's active and inactive? It's a number, right? You can click that number, and it'll give you the whole list of the people that you have personally enrolled. So it's your response. If you enrolled somebody, it's your responsibility, right, to take care of these people. At the very least, make sure they are aware of this event. And again, this training does not just apply to this grand office opening. It could be if you have a boot camp or a tour happening in your region, right? So it's all the same events, right? And so number one is to make sure you contact the people you personally enroll. Number two is your mover and shakers or your stars. In other words, oftentimes as you're building your team, right? I don't know about you guys, but do you just assume that your first generation people will take care of their people? Because if you assume that, it's a mistake. Because your first generation people might not actually be as active as you and me, right? And so for me, I'm always keeping my eyes and ears out, looking for the mover and shakers in my organization, the stars, right? You know, if someone like Marie Christine comes to almost every boot camp from not just from she's in Ottawa, she'll go to Montreal, go to Toronto, she'll be in the Montreal boot camp. Like she's going to 3 boot camps in 3 different cities because in her first few months of her business, she's trying to learn. Obviously, that stands out to me, and that should stand out to you as someone that you might want to, you know, really heavily support, you know, and kind of have them on your radar, right? So if you have someone like that, okay, or your stars, you also want to make sure you reach out to them to make sure that they're also inviting their people to come to this event, right? And so not just your personally enrolled people, but if you happen to see any, you know, hot shots or mover and shakers happening in your team, you definitely want to make sure that they're there and that they also invite, you know, a truckload of people. And of course, your hot shot list. So your hot shot list are people that might not be in your business, but they're really, you know, driven. They're really motivated. And if you feel like maybe in the past, this particular person is a really successful person, but they don't quite see the, you know, the magnitude and the power of our business, then this event would be the event to invite them to because it's big enough to even stretch their minds, right? And that's what I would call the hot shot list. Okay. So, and really, you know, it's you gotta plant those seeds now. You know, I love that training, seeds and trees that we always talk about and we always train about. But you have to plant these seeds now, right? Talk to people now. You just have to. So you know, really make use of your time you have from now to August the 15th to do the work. Okay. So let's talk about now the 2 different days of events. So Friday, August the 15th is the grand opening, you know, ribbon cutting from 3:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. And this event here is definitely formal attire. And as you heard from before, the partners are allowed to come with 1 guest. So this is, again, you want to be selective who your special guest is. And make sure you let all your partners know. Now, if you want to invite 10 guests, maybe you have some partners who aren't really doing much. You can kind of use their username to invite a guest for yourself as well too, right? Okay, so kind of think about that if you want to have more guests showing up. Now, I've heard that we are already at maximum capacity for Friday, but I also heard that they're trying to find ways to make more space, perhaps in rotational stuff, to have more people come as well. Okay. Now, we said from before, please make sure you RSVP as soon as possible for this event. And of course, because no one can get in. I'm going to say it one more time, no one can get in without their QR code. If you don't have a QR code that is generated, okay, from the Eventbrite, in your Eventbrite when you log in, if you don't have a QR code, you cannot get in. So please, they don't have time to do registration for these events. There's just too many people. You want to make sure again that you have your QR code, or else you will not be getting in. Okay. And again, as I mentioned earlier, we've had rumors that we've already hit the maximum, but so just make sure that you RSVP right away. Okay. So, yes, this is the time where if you happen to have extra accounts or other people, please contact your MyFive right away. And of course, so I'm getting a message here from Henry that the website says that the Friday is already sold out. But it's okay because guess what? There's also Saturday. So let's talk about Saturday now, okay? Saturday is from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's a business casual attire, and it's an open house, which means that now, because the main celebration, everything is done, you can just kind of, walk in and walk out essentially, right? It's an open house. And this is the one where you want to invite everyone. This is the one where you have no limit on how many people you can invite. In fact, you want to bring your sleeping bag, your camping chairs, your tent, okay? Because I'm planning, and if you are, and you should do this as well, you should plan to be there the whole entire day from 10 in the morning till 4 p.m. because this is like your money making time. Sometimes we talk about your money making season. This is like your money making day. In one day is your money making day. You want to fill this place with as many people as possible. And please don't just plan to show up for like an hour because what a waste that would be of this whole event, right? Be there for the whole entire day. Make sure you have your laptop there, you have your iPads, you have your pen, your papers, you have your surveys, you have your application forms, you have everything that you need, brochures, you have product. You want to come fully prepared for this event, okay? And again, bring your sleeping bags, bring your camping chairs, right? Be prepared to be there for the whole entire day. Again, this is the time where you can really, really exponentialize your business, like exponentially, not twofold, not threefold. I'm talking about like maybe even tenfold. Okay, you can really maximize this event here. So I am planning on being there for the whole entire day, of course, on Saturday, literally 10 in the morning to 4 p.m. I'm going to be there. I'm looking forward to meeting all of your guests. And all of the leaders will be there in person. And you heard Henry write down earlier, this is the best time because you have all the leaders in one house that can help you to close your prospects and to close those deals. Okay, I love it if her own target is to bring out 20 guests on Saturday. Absolutely, absolutely, duly. You want to have as many people as possible. And guys, there's so many ways, right? Start promoting on social media, right? Create events on Facebook, post on like Eventbrite, post on Kijiji, right? There's so many ways now to get free people coming in. And you know what? Can I share a story actually? I was in Taiwan one time, and this is like a long time ago, and I was kind of still new. I was still new in MLM, and of course, MLM in Canada can be quite different than the MLMs you have in Asia, right? Uh, and so I remember I was in Taiwan. We're going downtown, and suddenly I see this giant building, and I've never seen an MLM company, because it's not normal here in North America, but in Asia they have big buildings full of MLM companies, right? And and without mentioning the name of this company, they're quite the old dinosaur companies, but on the street, on the street, they had people handing out like brochures and stuff and flyers and inviting people to go into the building. And I was like, wow, this is how they build in Asia. In front of the head office, they're literally on the street with flyers and brochures inviting people to attend their event. So, print out a bunch of flyers with the grand opening, leave them everywhere in apartment condos or wherever you live, and go past and maybe go, even go door to door. Heck, if you have time, go in your neighborhood and just knock door to door, right? Get to know your neighbors, invite them to a grand opening for your new business, right? Guys, this year, I don't know how many realtors have knocked my door because it's desperate times, right? I have realtors knocking on my door, asking if you're looking to move, relocate, upgrade, downgrade, buy, sell. And these are successful realtors. I mean, they made millions in their businesses. And guess what? They're on the street knocking doors, right? They're trying to build like and trust. If they can do it, so can you. So can we, right? And so, the funny thing is, guess what? You're also supposed to have a permit. But again, if you're not selling anything, right, you're just there to have a conversation. So long story short is, we have a law here in Canada as well too, where you're not supposed to. They actually banned people selling water filters at the front door, or maybe even like a insurance company in some sort. But again, find a way, right? There's always a way. And let's not, smart people will always find creative ways to get around things, right? So if you're not allowed to hand out brochures, don't have a brochure, right? Just go there to invite them. Again, it's a brochure sounds like, a few pieces of paper. Have one piece of paper, right? Invite them to a grand opening. So there's people knocking on my house every single day, despite the laws, selling cookies, right? They're trying a lot of realtors for sure. Hey, can I come and wash your windows for you? Hey, do you need your furnace to be clean, right? So there could be no brochure. They're just having a conversation. I'm just saying, if you really think about this and you are creative, there is no end on how you can invite people to this event. I mean, you should, like, your phone book. Everyone should get a phone call first of all in your phone book. But on top of that, there's people all around you. Go to community centers. Go to your board of trade, your chamber of commerce. Go to your local networking events. Right? There's just so many ways to invite things for any event anywhere in the world. Just be open-minded to it. Be creative. Okay. So again, we want to make sure that you spend the whole entire day there on Saturday. Make sure you want to even just spend have even at nighttime, right? There's a time to do more closing, so prepare to be there literally from like 10 in the morning to like 10 p.m. You know what I mean? And that basically concludes the slides that I have here. And I did want to take some time just to, open up the line because we have a lot of incredible leaders on the call as well too. That's going to be there. Yes, Hervé, great question. I see that. Will there be tours during the open house? So my plan is I actually did send a message to Ramin and Sanaz to ask them if we could be hosting at least two tours on the boot camp day. Maybe one around like 11 a.m., 11 or 12 p.m. Maybe one at like 2 p.m. Or 11 and 3 p.m., whatever it is, to do two tours. So we will keep you posted on whether or not there will be an official presentation. But if not, Hervé, don't worry. I'm sure we can find a room somewhere. Everyone, make sure you have your laptop, your iPad, your tablets, your binders with the tour ready. Right? So have everything ready there to be doing a presentation. In short, all right. So I can't just really put enough spotlight on how important that this event is, and not this event, but every event, right? Every event, if you did this, you would really grow your business, and you reap what you sow, right? So now's the time to plant those seeds, plant as many seeds as possible, because we don't know, right? If you call 10 people, you plant 10 seeds, maybe one grows. So that means you get 10% ratio. Well, you plant 100 seeds and 10%, that's 10 people. You call 200 people, that's 20 people. Now you're gonna be busy the whole entire day. So just plant those seeds, make those phone calls, right? Send those messages out, and just get loud. Because the one last training that I remember recall from our CEO is, because back then you had we're kind of lucky right now, honestly, because back in the days there's so many companies out there all at the same time, right? And it's like everyone was trying to get. I feel kind of lucky because I feel like since COVID, where many companies have died out, we're one of the only companies remaining that are still doing so strong and growing into a giant world headquarters. But my whole point of the story is, back in the days, it came down to who was loudest. Who was loudest. Now, this training does not pertain to when you're speaking with your wife or your husband. Okay, it's not about who's loudest. Okay, so it does not pertain to marriage counseling. When I say the loudest wins, I'm referring to promoting your business. Okay, not marriage counseling. Okay, that will become divorce counseling. I want no part of that. I'm just saying, when it comes to this business, the loudest person wins, right? And so if you have more excitement and people are just out there talking about it, right? You have more ears and eyes on your business, you will win. So that's why they always say consistency is the key, right? Everyone respects people with consistency. Consistency means that people don't think you're a one night show, you're a fly by success, a one hit wonder, right? Consistency earns respect, and that's how you build yourself a true residual income business as well too. Okay, so that being said, thank you so much for the phone call training this morning, and I will share this one last thing as well that just kind of that I want to mention earlier on too, is is when you're being loud, okay, out there. And when I say being loud, I hope you understand. I don't mean for you to scream. I'm not saying to go and scream at people. Like, please don't scream at people. You're gonna scare them away, right? When I mean loud, I just mean be out there, right? Make sure everyone knows what's going on, right? So you're loud in terms of that sense, not screaming at people. But just quick side note is, I've seen some people who are loud about more than one business. And I can share with you from experience that does cause a lot of confusion amongst your customers and your partners. And so, whenever possible, just be loud, consistently loud about one business, because there's a lot of sayings. You can't ride two horses, you can't serve two masters, right? Because what happens is that in the background, people get confused on what you're really doing. And the worst part is, if you're trying to be loud about multiple businesses, you're creating confusion in your own team. Now your team is like, well, because they look at us as their example, right? We lead by example. They look at us as the lead. They should be following our lead. And if we're trying to promote more than one business, potentially that will really confuse your own team. And now they're thinking, well, should I do what you're doing? So for me, the one key attribute to why I've had success over now close to 18 years in this business. And if you would like to have a strong residual income lasting for 18 years and forever, it's because I was always consistently loud with one product, with one business. Because if you, I can promise you, you only have so much time, number one. And if you split your focus, now you're not maximizing on one. And especially in our business, if you maximize here, it's a lifetime pension, a lifetime financial freedom for you, and you can actually shoot yourself in the foot because your team is confused. So side topic there, but I hope that still maybe would help some of you. Again, I think most of you that doesn't pertain to, but again, just hey, training is always key. Build that foundation as well too. So, I'll start the PowerPoint presentation now, and of course, we'll leave this presentation some time, of course, to any people that want to ask questions or have some chats here. If you want to share a few words on the call, we'd love to hear from you. Any more questions, of course, please put into the QA box. And don't forget, we only have a few days left, okay, because today is the 26th, right? So you have till this coming Thursday, the 31st, to make sure you have your performance center bonuses done, okay? Your variance bonus, your MGRS, and your car bonus. Okay, a question here. So August the 15th, on my slide I was just sharing, it's from 3:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. That does not mean to show up at 7 p.m. So really, when we say 3:30 p.m., right, it means be there at like literally 3 p.m., right? Get your parking spot, get ready, right? And so always be early. One other training I was going to do, you always want to be early, okay? The early bird gets the worm, okay? And so also, when I had someone send me a private message about business cards. Me personally, I love to have as a business card my brochures, whether it's the Safe Home Revolution brochure or it is the Fountain of Life brochure. I always put my label at the back of that, and that becomes my business card. And here's why. If you give a business card, I can promise you it will go into the garbage can. It might stay on someone's table for like a few days and then in the garbage can. Because how many times have you gotten a business card and you put in the garbage can? All the time, right? So to avoid that from happening, the better tool than a business card is going to be the brochures. You can exchange contact information with the iPhone just by touching the phones together nowadays, right? So the best way of giving your business card out that does not go into the garbage, because you know what? The brochure is too pretty. It's too beautiful to throw away, right? And they're going to go and read it. So for me, I don't have business cards. Straight up, I don't have business cards. All I have is hundreds and hundreds of brochures, Safe Home Revolution catalogs, or the Fountain of Life brochures, or the Divine flyer, or any of the flyers. I have all of those, but I do have drop cards. Okay, so I do have a drop card. Because a drop card is an invite to someone who wants to have a business, right? So I have drop cards, which there's two kinds. There's a fashion one and there's the health one. So I have a lot of those. I go to a restaurant, I leave it there. I go to a coffee shop, I leave it there, right? Or I have my catalogs, because again, you can't expect that by leaving a drop card you're gonna get a call right away, right? I know, because just from stats wise, it's a numbers game, right? You might get 0.1% or 1% reply, but I want more eyes and ears on my business, right? But definitely, if I were to meet someone, like I wouldn't leave. If I were going to meet somebody, I might even leave a brochure at Tim Hortons. But if I want to meet somebody and they want my business card, guarantee it's going to be a brochure or a flyer. Okay. Question here: is it possible to register one guest for Friday even if it says sold out? I guess it's not possible anymore. How about this, guys? On Monday night, we have the call with our product Crossfire. And I will try to check with Ramin and Sanaz if you're still able to add a guest via a member. but as of now, I'm going to assume that it's fully sold out already. But Saturday is the day where we can do massive closing, right? So if not Friday, guys, hit hard for Saturday. It's an open house. That's the day to be there. I almost feel like Saturday is going to be even a busier day than Friday just because of the sheer number of people as well. Okay. All right. So I think the time has come. Another hour has passed. That was fast. I hope that all of you got some value in today's training. And more importantly, that it just didn't go into here and sit in here, that it becomes an action, that you take action on the things you learned today. Because you can learn everything in the world, but if you don't take action, it means nothing in the end. Okay? Laws of physics, right? Every action has a reaction. If you have no action, there's no reaction. Okay, so every action has a reaction. Take action. Let's do it. Let's go. And I can't wait to see all of you, of course, at our grand opening, office opening. And again, we have some announcements to make, so I'll stay tuned for our wonderful host, Nida. I turn the call back to you and wishing everyone a fantastic weekend. Stay cool, stay safe, and of course, keep on sharing. Thank you, Nida.
Powerful, sorry. Thank you so much, Boss Renee. That's once again golden nuggets. My goodness, my goodness. Of course, we build our event from one event to another. We build our business from one event to another. We have Sherry shall raise her hand here. Would you like to say something, Sherry? Of course.
Let's
Unmute
have
yourself,
her
please.
here. Let me just allow her to talk.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, Sherry.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Renee. How are you doing?
Oh yes, we have a big event with our LD3 Sherry Zhao. Sherry, please, thank you for reminding me, I guess.
Yes. Well, since I'm coming back for the grand opening, might as well maximize the use of me. So our LD for IFRA invited me to go to Ottawa to do the boot camp. So I like to make sure that everyone on this call also know about this event. But the reason why I raised my hand today, Renee, listening to your training, flash a lot of great memories of mine. We've been in this business since 2007, together with you, building with you. Remember the first office we were in was a lot smaller office, and shortly after, like maybe like 2 years. Two and a half, not even 2.5 years. I think 2 years after we moved into the office, like they closed. We just closed the door last year, and then you know the date? Do you know the time? Do you still remember,
Oh, we
Renee?
were there from, I mean, like 9 in the morning to like 2 a.m., like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We that was in February 2010. I went to check my Facebook memory and I found those album, and I want to share with I'm going to share a few on my Facebook, but then I'm gonna share some with our leaders too. 2010 February 25th, we moved into that office, the previous office we just closed the door on, and that day that office was jam packed, and we had a guest there, we had mayors there, we had the city councils there. It was huge event, and everyone dressed up, dressed very formal, and I remember that day until today, and this and it was cold because February is very cold, and everyone's in a big jacket. So summer is really good. Summer, August is awesome. So I cannot. I think this is gonna be amazing event. So I mean, I fly all the way back from California to Toronto, And for people who are out of town, we spend thousands of dollars on a flight, and then we're gonna stay in a hotel, and we're gonna have to rent a car to attend the event. But for those of you who those of you who are local, you really have no excuse not to go. You may have to take a day off. You may have to have a daycare. You may have to do something to attend the event, but you cannot miss the event. And event is there to build your business. Our business is built by the event, on the by doing all the events. So Renee is absolutely right about that. We have this opportunity, and we have to take the advantage of this opportunity. I know next Saturday, our CEO and our SVP going to do a special call, give all the details about events. So next Saturday, make sure that all your team is going to be on a call and attend the call to understand how important it is and what the details are, what are the details. But and Renee also shared with us how we're gonna inviting the people. So I remember when I first joined the business, for the home parties, we were doing door knocking, like at the neighborhood, inviting everyone to come to our home parties. During the winter time, when there's snow, like a snowstorm, we just we still go through door knockings and doing that. And that's how we build our business, right, Renee? Remember all those great times that we spent together, and then get doing the events and putting the events together, and make sure that everyone that we know are part of are going to the events, and this is so big. So our company been in the business for 20 years now. For 20 years, and still growing strong. That's we are really proud of. So I cannot wait to come back to meet with everyone. I cannot wait to go to Ottawa to join our Ottawa team, and to grow our team together in Ottawa, and come back to Toronto a week after to attend this grand opening. Very excited. Thank you, Renee. Back to you.
Thank you,
All
Sherry.
right. All right. Ifra is next. So want to take it? Let's go, Ifra. Come on. You can unmute yourself, I believe.
Oh no, Nida, we have to push their name and then put allow to talk. Yeah, okay, there we go. Ifra.
Ifra.
Hello,
Oh,
good morning. Hi, Renee. Thank you so much for the fantastic training as always. You are the master when it comes to building our business on a daily basis. You have always been a great example to myself, to my team, and to our entire Opulence Nation. So thank you for that. I also want to echo what our amazing LD3 Sherry Zhao, our millionaire mom. We cannot wait to have you in Ottawa. So those of you that are in Ottawa, Montreal, and Toronto, because Sherry is actually coming through Toronto, August 9, Saturday, August 9, that is in 2 weeks exactly. Come join us. It is the last push to get everybody that you know to come out to the grand opening the following week. So we thought it's a great opportunity to really inspire as many people as possible to come out. So mark your calendars, August 9th, Saturday. Join us in Ottawa. It's going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be inspiring. I heard that also our LD2, Brian Arundel, is going to be accompanying our LD3, Sherry Zhao. So it's going to be awesome. Definitely you want to come out. The last thing I want to also talk about is events, Renee. I couldn't agree more with you about events helping you build and shape who you truly are. For me, it is where I always say where I learn how to walk. Before I got to the event, I was literally crawling, but I learned how to walk and eventually run and make it all the way to the stage. So if you have that in you, where you really want to be seen as the leader that people want to follow, as someone who can inspire others, definitely you want to be at events. You want to show up. You want to partake in it for the events. So definitely, I look forward to it. It's going to be 4 days. I know in Ottawa, we have rented Airbnbs that take so many people there. So it's gonna be a party. It's gonna be a party. The grand opening. I'm excited. And for Saturday, the day of the open house, definitely, you want to get as many people out there as possible. Is everybody that I have invited so far? I didn't get to my entire list yet. They're excited. They're like, "Oh my God, congratulations, first of all. And yes, we would love to come." So you'll be surprised how excited people will be. And that's what Renee, what he was talking about when he said it's easier to invite people. It is true because it's bigger than you. It's not just you at a coffee shop. Now it's the entire company. So I'm excited. I look forward to seeing you guys all August 9th, Saturday in 2 weeks. And again, at the grand opening on August 15th. Back to you, Renee.
Oh,
All
thank
right,
you,
all
Rifra.
right.
Yeah. Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you, Nida. We'll also have here a Cheryl. Cheryl, we
Cheryl,
want
yeah.
to share a few things. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl. You want to unmute yourself? We are ready for you.
Hi, I want to say how much I appreciate all that everybody is doing in terms of sharing testimonies, in terms of sharing how they build a business. It makes a great impact on me and on my team, my growing team, with regards to the kind of energy, persistence, and teamwork that is needed to grow the business. So I just want to say how much I appreciate all of you. Renee, everybody, the team leaders, everything, Brian, Maria, Mavis, everything everybody has been doing. And it's definitely a motivator for me to continue building to my millions.
Thank you. You know what, Cheryl? I always see you and hear you on the call. So, hats off to you. You're doing all the right things, and just keep on learning, keep on evolving, keep on growing. And I have no doubt that you're gonna have massive success. And I really appreciate you always being on, and always being very, very vocal on our calls too. So thank you so much, Cheryl. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Folks, thank you so much for everything. Thank you for our presenters. Thank you for the learnings. Thank you for the wisdom. Thank you, LD, for Renee, for powerful training today. And also, I like to thank everyone. This is my last day for hosting, for supporting me, and all the acknowledgement. Thank you. BDM Sir Rico, you are my mentor, you're my coach for this. I really owe you the best, right? So learning from the best is the best. So we'd like to make sure that you don't forget your the events that is upcoming, and we'd like to invite you in every training. So once again, salute, good morning, good evening to everyone, and hope the best for everything. All right then. So thank you and have a great one. Enjoy your summer. Enjoy your day today. It's still a great weather. Thank you. So what do? One team, one dream, one system, and bringing it to where? To the billion. Let's go, team. Opulence family, you rock.